We're back to the home of golf, Scotland. For the fourth time this season, the Tour has crossed the border, this time to a classic Scottish links. Perched on the east coast for over 450 years, welcome to Montrose Links. As the former US Ryder Cup captain Ben Crenshaw said, a magnificent stretch of marvellously natural ground which depicts how the game was born. Quite poetic. Montrose is the 5th oldest course in the world and the 2nd oldest royal course behind St Andrews. Quite a pedigree. Well, this is the 16th green. Just a bit of a heads up for you. Later in the show, something very special happens on this green. The course itself has been designed by true golfing legends. The present course adapted by Open champion Willie Park in 1903. The original influenced by a man that golfers everywhere will recognise and will have heard of, Old Tom Morris. And there's been little change since. It has everything you'd expect from a true traditional Scottish links. Sand dunes, gorse, pot bunkers, tall dancing grass and springy undulating fairways. This is Scotland's golf country. At just over 6,500 yards, it's not the longest, but it's rugged and challenging, and as with all links golf, when it comes to the elements, you're in the lap of the gods. Today, the weather's not too bad, bit blustery, but okay. With just Montrose and Morallerton remaining before the top 60 cut off for the Tour Championship, the players will be feeling the pressure to make an impression on the order of merit. Double winner George Woolgar leads the way after victory at the Oxfordshire last time, consolidating a top 5 position. Those below still have a lot to play for: Challenge Tour cards and Tour Championship qualification. Scotsman Craig Lee recently proved what's possible if you graduate from the EuroPro. He very nearly won the European Masters in Switzerland, only missing out to Thomas Bjorn in a playoff, and played magnificently well, shooting a 61 in one of his earlier rounds. From the drama of the Swiss mountains to the raw splendour of the Scottish links, let's see who's leading at the Eagle Orchid Scottish Masters. A course which deserves recognition of a modern test, as well as being a monument to the past. Those were the words of Donald Steele about Montrose links. Let's see how this antique treasure holds up to the modern game with your commentators Ross McFarlane and Simon Golding.
Well, 2 days of changing weather conditions. What's in store for our challengers on this final day? Oliver Farr leads by 2 from the returning Steve Ezel. He's set up very nicely as the Welshman Farr goes in search of his first ever EuroPro Tour win. Well, conditions definitely an improvement on this final day. It's going to be interesting to see how these guys play, and certainly this man, Neil O'Brien, what a fine start to his day. Birdies at the 2nd and 3rd, eagles at the 5th and 6th, Ross. Very nice.
Just the way he wants to start. Get his teeth into the round early, and he's got the pace and the lines. That's typical links golf. You have to have a lot of imagination when you're playing links golf. It is truly a different form of the game.
I do like that word, imagination. I think that aptly sums up exactly how you have to approach this course. We will see all sorts of different shots today. Now then, Uzel, the big left-hander, the Gazelle, as he's known on the EuroPro. Been very successful in all forms of golf, really, over the years. 2008 Brabazon Trophy winner. 29 years of age now, though. Really wants to get this pro career kicking on. That's kicked on for him.
O'Brien then. We've seen it so many times, haven't we, this year? Players who get off to a good start on the final day, push on, do a good score, a chance of winning. And I think with the way he's playing his golf, he's got to be thinking, I've got an excellent chance of posting a score.
Tell you what, the Irishman is tearing it up right now. Now then, 5 under. 2 shots clear of the rest of the field. The man that lost out to fellow Welshman Mark Lasky at Roe Allen Castle, Oliver Farr. We've been saying all year, this man is going to win one, and Ross, this is the golden opportunity today.
It is, but finds a bunker off the tee on the first, down the left-hand side. A little bit of left to right, maybe. Oh, he read it beautifully.
Well, that is absolutely astonishing. He was 6 under through 6. It's just got even better for Neil O'Brien. But remember, front 9 here at Montrose, certainly playing a lot easier than the back 9. Be interesting to see what sort of score our leaders can build.
And that's what I was saying, wasn't I, Simon? Really, here you've got to have some sort of imagination, what sort of shots you have to play, because look at the colour of the fairways.
Classic links bunker. Oh, just caught the top of that, did Farr, but he's given it some. And he's got away with it, you know.
Maybe being a little bit greedy with his golf club there. Not enough loft. Just about got away with it.
Now then, here's the man that is absolutely on fire. O'Brien at 10.
Nice speed to his swing. It's not rushed. There's almost like a little pause at the top of his swing, like Gordon J. Brand. Remember Gordon J. Brand? A couple of shifts and swiggles and all sorts of things happened.
Certainly do, Brandy. Now, from off the dance floor with the putter, we'll probably see a little bit of that today, as well as a few bump and runs as well.
Long-range birdie attempt. There's even a little pause in his putting stroke. Oh, great effort.
He must be loving this at the moment, but he's got the tough back 9 to come. Now, Stiggy Hodgson. I think more people should be called Stiggy, you know, cracking name. 4. Judge this one very nicely indeed. What a confident putt from Hodgson, and he's got his round rolling.
Rolling was the real word for that, because the greens are putting beautifully. Typical links greens, they're not too quick. Of course, they had problems day one with the wind. It was so high, the balls were actually moving on the greens.
You know, I think today is going to feel quite beautiful. Now, this young man has played so superbly well during the course of this season. Daniel Gavins approaching that final hurdle, Ross, and he needs to get over it well.
Yeah, definitely. Now, being a winner on the EuroPro Tour, and all of a sudden you've got to take that next step up. Now, this is an absolutely crucial putt, and it's the sort of putt that if you make, which he has, that can absolutely build his whole day up.
Yeah, a little kick up the backside maybe there from the course for Farr on that first hole, but that should have sharpened the mind. O'Brien at 11. He really is swinging the club quite beautifully now.
That one was a little bit of a pull. I think the heel of the club got into the ground, and I think that may have found the real thick winds.
James Rebotham, the man from Welwyn Garden City. Haven't seen him in action for a while on the EuroPro.
Had some good golfers come out of Welwyn Garden for the last few years, haven't they?
Yeah, you get that little run, don't you, of players, little clusters of players that come through. Wentworth as well has a very handy team of touring pros at the moment.
Well done, he's got the ball onto the green there. Had to take a penalty drop. So he's on the green in 4.
His first problem for O'Brien, and it is on the back 9. Now, I think that's the element of Gavin's game that has caused us some concern over the last few weeks, but he's put that in very comfortably. Liam Robinson birdie opportunity at 5. In you go, fiery start to our final round.
Yeah, the front 9, you've got to make some score on this front 9 because the back 9 has been quite difficult this week.
O'Brien, I'm afraid, a double bogey just to take the lustre off what has been a very, very good final round so far.
Thanks for finding that, Bob.
There we go.
Nice.
The camera operator managing to locate the ball for O'Brien. What a fantastic round so far from him. But talking of far, Oliver Farr still remains in the lead, just a single shot though after dropping one at the second. And earlier in the tournament he spoke to John Morgan.
Oliver, you're in a rich vein of form, my friend. I mean, you've been coming up, knocking on the door, you know, Roe Allen Castle. Then you've got Dale Hill, 3rd as well. I mean, in Challenge Tour events coming here, there and everywhere. I mean, I know you're kicking some butt here.
Yeah, it's been overall a reasonably good year. I've played some really nice golf, and I think I've played, you know, well enough to win a couple of times, but you know, someone's either come past me or, you know, in a playoff anything can happen. So, you know, I've just got to keep knocking on the door, like you said. My game itself has been really solid.
Earlier on in the season, it wasn't obviously quite clicking, but now it's clicked.
Yeah, I've had more flow to my game, I suppose.
Patience?
Patience is a word, and getting in those positions is more comfortable. I think that's a word that I use quite regularly when I speak to people. You know, I feel comfortable in that situation, and hopefully we can sort of emulate some of my good play into a win.
First day's play was an absolute hurricane out there, wasn't it? And the 3rd hole was this real kooky little par 3.
Very kooky, yeah.
2 different sides of the story today. You pull the club out that you played with
first day,
time.
I think it was 151, straight into the wind. So I actually used a 5-iron. Played it slightly back of my stance, and it was just more of not a chippy 5-iron, just a nice swinging 5-iron.
Yeah,
so
brilliant. Well, just remember, guys at home, remember that the pants will be going like that, shaking, jumper will be shaking, hat would nearly be coming off his head. You know, that's how windy it was, and this is a style of shot he played. And drilled. Man, that is pure as well. Oh,
I'd have taken that one yesterday.
Yeah, really? I bet you would.
That was fine.
And then obviously today, chalk and cheese.
It was actually the same yardage, so but today I actually used a wedge. It was in between a wedge and an iron, but I wanted to land it short because it was downwind, firmer greens.
Yeah.
So I wanted to play a bit more height, land it a bit softer. Completely opposite to yesterday. So I had it a bit forward in my stance, but I knew I had to hit it hard. So,
and pins back right. Did you come in there with a fade or?
No, I just went straight at it.
Straight out, good man. That's what I like to hear.
Just slightly forward in the stance, and off we go.
Oh, now that is poetry in motion. And I see you got the old Tiger Woods and Jack Nicklaus script going on, interlocking.
Interlocking, yeah.
None of this
No,
overlapping.
I've been very lucky. I've had my dad as my coach ever since I was little. It started with a baseball grip, went to interlock, and never really tinkered around.
Go and win one, please.
We'll see what we can do.
Good man.
Cheers.
Cheers. Well, here we are on the east coast of Montrose. Absolutely stunning. You know, northerly wind coming in. It just makes it so unpredictable. You know, we're stuck on a beautiful little 3rd hole, the par 3. Today it's like in the region of a pitching wedge on 9-iron, but yesterday they were hitting like 6-irons and 5-irons. I mean, this is a little cracker, but I'm not going to give the game away. We're going to go up on the green. I'm going to show you what it's all about. Come on. Well, this is the green, pin back right. If you go long, you're probably on the 4th tee box, but obviously if you're just right of that, you're down into a bit of a swale with deep rough. But here I am, all the way down here. hello, can you see me? Now the green is difficult, but if you come up short, look at this. Doesn't take much. And look at this, baby. Past me it goes. Left yourself with a horrible shot in. Green, hard, firm, slopey, real difficult, great par 3.
Well, that's the idea of a par 3 on a links. It will play so differently from day to day.
Little stunted follow through there, trying to push it down under the wind. That's gone a little too far and through onto the tee box that he was telling us.
Yeah, I'm a bit disappointed John didn't play this one, actually. I'd love to have seen what shot it picks out. Now, here's the man that has been really across his clubs during the course of this week. He's had a very good eye for making the right decisions, but he'll be concerned there, and for once, Ross, he's got one wrong.
Yeah, he went with the wedge and it's come up a little bit short. It was right between clubs. It was soft 9 or a hard wedge and didn't quite make it.
Oh, and I'm afraid Neil O'Brien is not keeping this fantastic run going, but we did tell you, front 9 you can score, back 9 beware here at Montrose.
Daniel Gavin's second shot of the 4th, called Butts, this one. All got little names, some great little names.
Yes, again, very much a tradition of Scottish links golf. Now, Azelle has ended up on this stuff. It could have been worse, I guess. That's one way of looking at it. Still on 3 under, not really made a move at the moment, Steve.
Plenty of green to work with, though, so good chance to get up and down. Left himself a tough question.
Well, I'm afraid it is a mirror image at the moment for O'Brien on this back 9. Made 7 in 7 on the front 9. Unfortunately, he's dropped 3 in 3 on the back. Oh, still trying everything though.
It was a nasty par putt on the first that Var just about made. Drop shot on the second. And a drop shot on the third. So it's a really poor start for the man who's been in a really good, rich vein of form.
Yes, you heard before the break when he was talking to John. But the fact he's been knocking on the door, now that's a very nice putt. Resisted the temptation of that feel for a slider there, Azelle, and just kept it on line. Now then, Gavin's has been up there consistently during the course of this season, but we've seen this part of his game be a problem. But today he's struck the ball a lot more confidently. He's disappointed with his line, but I wouldn't be too disappointed overall with the way he's putting at the moment.
This is James Moore. Drivable hole.
Just wanted a bit of luck there, didn't he?
That's typical, isn't it, of the links style. Nicely played, just a little hands and arms jolt. But it's just as difficult downwind as it is into the wind.
So not the ideal start for Farr. That 2-shot lead that we talked about at the top of the final round has gone. Needs to compose himself now, the Welshman. Yeah, that'll do.
Yeah, that lovely mounding short of the green is, it's really clever the way that's been built into the course over the years. Incredible history this place has.
Yeah, absolutely right. Old Tom Morris, wasn't it, that put the original layout together, but that has changed a lot over time. Beautifully done from Moore.
And you can see by the scoring, you know, even though the course isn't very long, it's only 6,500 yards, it still is an excellent stern test for these players.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, shots drifting away there from Azelle. But we've seen that at the Opens on a number of occasions. If we think back to '99 and Carnoustie.
Oh, don't. I try to leave that one from my memory. Crikey.
And that's from a man that was leading that tournament at one point.
Yeah, at 1 over par. There we go, round and round the mulberry bush and onto the green.
Course management, that. Nicely done. Now far for birdie. This would just settle the nerves, I think. There you go. There you go. And he actually did take a deep breath when that went in. I love it.
Well, we're at the 6th. This is 510 yards long. Can you add and leave it? Very short par 5. But yesterday, 30-mile-an-hour gusts. This was playing in the region of like 600 yards long. They're all hitting drivers, but now they're hitting irons and all laying up kind of short of this bunker. But these guys have obviously just bit off a little bit more than they can chew and got a little bit lucky. They've obviously dissected the fairway and they've landed right in the middle of them. Now this is pure landing zone. The sensible play is exactly what this dude has just done right here. He's leaving himself a long iron in, and if he can hit that nice low one, it can run up and scuttle up onto this beautiful green. I mean, as you can see, it's got amazing bunkers, short left, bunkers are a bit further back on the right hand side, so you just carry that and run it up. Nice little bit of draw, and obviously with the breeze coming off the sea, we'll hit that towards the pin. Absolutely cracking hole, well designed. Obviously if you come right off the tee as well, you're in Bondi like this and you are not going to be able to do anything with it. It's just hitting it out sideways and taking your medicine. Great par 5. That's a great shot. But anyway, I tried hitting a drive earlier and I smacked it out right onto the beach. And I tell you what, it's brand new out the box, so I got to go and get it. Bonsai!
What is he like? I was just going to say, Ross, where are John's clubs this week? Has he lost them?
I think he's hiding them. Hiding them with his lilo.
He doesn't want to go on this course. He's afraid.
And that's a good approach to this 6th. It's getting better and better. With that helping breeze, it's just going to be a middle iron for a lot of these players.
Good shot from Watts, the Kingsway Golf Centre player from Hertfordshire. Alongside James Moore. Still on 3 under and still very much in contention. Oh, I just checked up on him a little bit there, didn't it? That was unfortunate.
Look at the trouble, just off-piste, as you would call it, I suppose. Just slightly offline. Sometimes you're lucky at getting a lie. But this 5th, this little par 4 that tempts you to have a go for it, but there's plenty of trouble around.
Gavin's trying to construct a way into this final round. Now Moore. This could be a big change on the scoreboard.
Oh, very good.
That's a super putt. That's going to take him to 4 under. And we will see quite a few birdie and eagle chances on this front 9. Here's another one, Rue Botham. The par 4 5th. Looking to move to 4 under.
Good pace. You know, they're really nice pace, the greens. You can, I think when pros get on links greens, which basically you look at the putt and if it looks left to right, it goes left to right. There is nothing to hide on the links course. Very simple, good to read, and if you get them right, you can hold a lot of putts.
Gavin's with that very angular putting stance. Oh, he's nailed another one. He's very slick around the greens at the moment, so birdie takes him to 3 under. That'll be a concern for our leader.
Here is this drivable par 4 called Hillock.
Yes, some names are obvious. Some names require a further thought, but the Hillock, I'm afraid, has claimed Farr's ball there. Frizzell can just get the right shape on this.
Looks like he's gone with a hybrid, maybe to just get the bounce forward.
It's a shame, neither man able to get it down through that corridor. Another opportunity to score here. Watts, eagle. Oh no, just slid past.
Is that the Montrose tartan he's wearing today?
Beautiful part of the world, Montrose, and indeed all the way up this east coast. Really is a fascinating part of the world, and if you want to come on a golf tour, Ross, I mean, just journey up this East Coast and you've got courses left, right and centre.
Oh, it is truly, you know, you will wear your clubs out trying to play on all the available courses. Literally every little place you go to has got a golf course.
Yes, and some overlooked because of the tremendous tradition for opens up here. But just north of Carnoustie, you've got some beauties, and that was a beauty as well. How about that from Steve Hodgson? Our leader is in there somewhere.
I think he found the bunker, yes he did. Big puff of sand, so he can get some spin. Just the one bunker short of this green.
William Robinson has had a few chances on this front nine. Needs to take one though. Oh, wouldn't you know it from distance. Buries it.
Gavin's just off the edge of the par 5. Little simple, straightforward little chip. Now just looking at the history again, Simon. Willie Park Jr., of course, son of the famous Willie Park, winner of the Open a few times. He redesigned the course in the early 20th century, 1903, and just brought it up to date, and it has been basically untouched since then.
Yes, you are playing on tradition. You are playing on a piece of links land between the land and the sea. That's where the name comes from. That has had golf on it for hundreds and hundreds of years. Oh, yes, nicely done by Stiggy.
Yeah, luckily the flag there stopping his chip.
Another eagle putt for Rewbotham. He could have racked up a cricket score on this front nine, could James? And that one doesn't drop either. Oh dear.
A real Mick Jagger, that big lip out. So many birdies on this fifth hole, and that's another one to add.
Oh, what a gorgeous putt to get things back on track for Oliver Farr, the man chasing his first ever EuroPro Tour win. He's been so close this season, hasn't he, the man from Wales, but he's back to 5 under and he's back out on his own. More from the Eagle Orchid Scottish Masters after the break. Welcome back to Montrose. Before we get back to final round action, let's hear from John Morgan, who's down on the beach with our EuroPro Spanish star, Sebastian Garcia.
Well, Sebi Garcia, thanks for joining us, my friend. Is this kind of something that you come back to and you think I could do with a good hour, 2 hours on the beach?
3 hours.
3 hours running my dogs, because you take them out for walkies, don't you?
Yeah, take them with me to the beach, do some practice over there, and spend as much time as I can on the beach and trying to get good feelings. Obviously, you're in a great atmosphere, you're nice and peace and quiet. So it's a good thing for yourself, you know what I mean?
Definitely, mate. You get found out like crazy in sand, don't you? Because there's no leeway. There's your ball, you know, slightly behind it, too much turf, obviously. Catch it too clean, it goes thin. Sevi obviously could play everything with a 5-iron, couldn't he? It was like he could take on anyone in the world with a 5-iron and kick their butts. The mighty flop shot 5-iron, Sevi Ballesteros technique. We got to give it a go, haven't we?
Oh, of course.
Come on, man. You first, so.
Me first.
Oh, man, the Spanish got a lead.
From here?
Spanish Armada. Come on.
No teeing up, eh?
Oh, no teeing up. We got a circle right there, closest to it, and the loser is going in the sea. Is he going to stick? Oh, it's gone through. But I tell you what, A for effort. A for effort.
Oh.
Spins right.
Oh.
I tell you what, I lagged it. That deserves, you know, a wet willy. You know. You know what I mean? I deserve to go in the sea, don't I?
I think so.
But I tell you what, mate, I have to appreciate it, man. Thanks for having you, boss, man.
Come on,
I'll
let's
see you
go
later. This is the magic of it, isn't it, Seb?
Yeah.
You know, this is what you need to be doing. You come out here, you can wipe the slate clean, can't you? Because it totally transforms your game playing off the sand.
It does.
Definitely.
So when you get in different situation on the golf course, it becomes much easier because you can get into every little position or bad lie that you have on the course, especially on these courses where it's very firm. And if you're able to do it here, no problem.
Well, I think Ballesteros would be pretty proud of us right now, mate. I'm sure he could. He'd probably teach us a few things or two, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
Good boy. But anyway, mate, I wish you all the best for the rest of the season.
Thank you.
Sam, you deserve it.
Those two let loose on a beach. What could possibly go wrong?
Luckily, there's nobody around to watch. James Watts, second shot to the 7th. That's a good shot there. Just coming off a birdie on 6.
Now Moore gone about his business very tidily today. Quietly crept to 4 under. But well, he needed that last bit of check there just to hold the green. That was flying.
There's such a difference between the balls that we were using in the sort of the mid-90s and early 90s. On a course as firm as this, you were able to spin the ball more, but of course you lost a lot of distance because the ball had more spin on it. So the ball travels further now, but it's harder to stop on the green. So that's why these courses are still an excellent test, because it's giving you a different challenge now.
Yes, always a compromise, isn't there, as the technology goes on. Now then, Farr got himself back to 5 under, which is where he started the day. He really does need a little bit of protection on this front 9. An unusual shot, let's say. Does not stop in anywhere. Now then, how about Yannick Casquet then? The flying Finn. You thought O'Brien was having a good round. Birdies at 5, 6, 7, 8, 13, 14, 15. 7 under for the day for the guitar playing Finn.
Yeah, needs slow hands out there today, doesn't it?
Very good. Now Moore. Oh, recovering beautifully from that position. And James Moore now becoming a real contender. 3rd birdie in a row for him to go to 5 under.
Steve Russell finding the bunker on this par 5. He's been playing some quite cheeky little shots, been taking the spin off his shots.
Now, talking of technological developments, 368 yards with modern equipment. And Gavin's, who's been in the gym a few times, I can tell you, he'll be licking his lips at this one. It's reachable. He's got the kick. And it's just going to slip in to that pot bunker at the front of the green. Watts on the green, the man that won EuroPro Q School as an amateur back in 2010. What a great result that was. And a very fine putt from him.
Yeah, 2 birdies in a row for him now. Back to 3 under through both of them. Can he get the right bounce? Of course, that's at your mercy, isn't it? It could just go sideways, the bounce, and that had a softer bounce. Didn't jump forward quite as much, but it's finished. Oh! Oh, could be raking in a birdie.
How about that? Did he play for it? That's the question. Now, Farr not happy with that one.
He's really been relying on his putter so far today. He's not quite got the ball in control at the moment.
Yeah, maybe that'll come together for him as this round moves on. Now, Casquet, the first person who can really set a mark in the clubhouse. Needs this to work for him, and there you go.
Unfortunately, though, that's his 4th shot, because his second one went into the gorse and nearly got it in there again, so just about getting away with it. That's what can happen on this course. Margins for error very minimal.
Zell. Well, thought he'd read that just right, but that little breeze coming off his right shoulder, I think, just kept it on the line. Fascinating final round here developing.
Well, right now it's just completely open, but Farr can just add a little bit of daylight here if his putter works well, and it does.
Exactly right, Ross, what you were saying. The putter is doing the work for Farr. Now Robinson with something of a rarity here, a putt for par from distance. And it didn't happen. All that hard work, and then you just give one back like that.
Gavin's after his drive, so with the wind helping, he can just pitch this halfway, let it run out. Pretty much what he's played. There we go. Chance for birdie.
Yes, terrifying as those bunker shots are, invariably on a links course you are left with quite a lot of green stuff to work with. Although I have seen quite a few players come out backwards in the past to take the medicine, as it were.
I like the way he played that. He just collected the ball as he just rotated through. He didn't try and help it on its way.
And look at that. Two men in virtually the same position from very different finishes off those drives. Not so much shake and bake, rake and bake from Rewbotham. Now Moore, is this the man with the trophy possibly in his sights? That's a super shot.
Coming back into the breeze a little more means that you can spin the ball, get it to come down a little more vertical. Going for the green here on 7. Big bounce.
He's ripped it. Come on.
Perfect. 4. Sorry, Daniel.
Well, that is a stunning drive from Oliver Farr. I think the shackles are off. Now then, Caskey, if he gets away with bogey here, he can hold his head high going to 18. Not going to happen, I'm afraid. And after an unbelievable run from Cascade, it looks like the wheels are coming off.
So after a slight disturbance, Gavins doesn't make his birdie.
I had some mental money on that one going in, actually, just to teach Farr a lesson. Didn't happen. Now, double bogey. This will take Casca back to 2 under.
Is that why you're a mental millionaire?
Yes, it'll always remain as such, I think. Rewbotham to go to 5 under, and that seems to be the score at the moment, at 5 or 6 area. A lot of players messing around there, and he'll be frustrated. Didn't take the bit of luck he was handed.
Well, not just that, but having seen exactly the same putt from his partner, he's missed it on the same spot.
Yeah, good point. Now, Azelle. Always good to see a left-hander out there in the pack. Always looks so different, so awkward for us right-handers watching, doesn't it?
What a strange bounce. Now there's a real, true links bounce there. The problem really was that he was too close to the green. If you're going to lay up, you need to lay up further back so he can get more spin, and he was too close.
Now Moore has been superb with the putter so far. Just gave it a little too much width. Not an easy putt for the right-hander. Now this will put the cat amongst the pigeons.
Or the seagulls.
Yeah, I was going to say I haven't seen many pigeons today. Go on. Oh, not quite, but that should be a birdie to take Farr to 7 under. Finally making his move. Makes this putt even more important for Azelle.
And of course, he hasn't had a birdie yet today.
Right on cue. Right on cue. The Gazelle is finally running.
This for, what, 4 in a row?
Yeah, that would be, and it is. And Oliver Farr now, with a far more relaxed expression on the face, moves himself to 7 under, and he's got that little 2-shot cushion back. more, out on his own in second at 5 under, but look at that group of players chasing. This is going to be tight. More action after the break.
Life is a roller coaster, just wanna fight it. Come on man, sing along. But anyway guys, this is what it's all about. Typical, mind me head son. This is link style to the max, you know, hump and hollow fairways, you don't know what's gonna happen. True style, you know, ball comes in, it can do whatever you like it to. Feel a bit seasickness or a bit of turbulence in the air, you know what I mean? We've got some airtime going on here. Anyway, that's what you call a fairway. You know, you could be in a region of hitting like a 4-iron or, you know, to a long iron, to a wood, to anything like that. And then you're going to come in and you've got these big, you know, humps like this. And now if you just come over it, this is the difference about links. You come over it and then you catch the downslope and it's like pings off. And then all of a sudden you've gained like 30, 40 yards and you're going in with nothing, absolutely nothing. But get it slightly wrong. Absolutely nowhere. It's just gonna puke over that hump like I feel right now.
Yes, lovely use of words there, John. Interesting stuff. But you shouldn't be feeling too sick after looking at a beautiful view like that. Classic East Coast Scottish links golf for you. And we've got a bit of a classic developing here, Ross. We've got a good tournament on our hands.
Definitely. I mean, there's so many people who have a good opportunity here. The course itself is playing perfectly. This is how a true link should be playing. Should be fiery on the edges, with a little softness in the green so that you can get some sort of control.
Now, Casquet, we talked about him posting a decent clubhouse score, but I'm afraid over the closing 2 holes, it's not happened for the Finn, and this back nine is brutal. But what sort of score are we looking at today, Ross, to be in contention? It's a tough call, isn't it?
It is. I mean, just looking at our leaders now at 7, I think if you can get to 8 under par, that's the number that's going to get it. But it could be something as little as 6 by the end of the day.
Wargar, what a season this man's had. We've been waiting and waiting for it to happen for George Wargar, and finally the wins have started to come. It's another solid display from him this week, and that'll keep his challenge for a Challenge Tour card well and truly up there.
I think pretty much looking at that nice final round, 68, that's going to win him a few extra order of merit points. Chances are it's going to keep him at the #1 spot, and with 2 tournaments to go, I think he's got it. I think he's in the bag now.
Yeah, I think that's a good call. Generally speaking, on the EuroPro, if you can bag yourself a couple of wins, then you really are in contention. Oh, well, great effort from Rebotham, but not the birdie he was after.
Kasky then just to finish off. Come on, it's been a good day. Don't spoil it all by the last couple of holes. Good stroke.
Well done. Yes.
Nice little pump. And how about that? Look at all that red on there.
Really enjoyed that. Well played.
Just that.
Good luck for the rest of the season, mate. Yeah.
There we go. Nice.
Play.
Hats off. Congratulations.
Where did you end up?
Gentlemen, you see.
Yeah, absolutely. He's been a welcome addition to the tour this year, Yannick Kasquet. Hope we see more of him. 4 under at the moment for Gavins, another winner on the EuroPro. And another solid putt. That's been a good feature of his game today.
And he needed that. That's for a bogey, unfortunately. So drops back to 3 under. Par from Rebotham.
Now he's a wily old campaigner, Paul McKechnie. Should know these fairways and greens fairly well.
Oliver Farr then now on 8, 2-shot lead. There we go, and he's just starting to enjoy himself now. The greens he was missing, now with that comfortable position, now he can just relax a little more, let his game do the talking.
Yeah, good save from O'Brien. Classic on the front nine, not so good on the back, but the Irishman just about holding on to a score. Zell just to that left-hand bunker. Oh.
Well played. Good shot, Steve.
Yeah, the gallery following this one. A few locals will be happy to express an opinion, and they like that one.
Yes, it was right up the face, and he had to give that a real heave to get that up by the flag.
Now, McKechnie turned his attention to coaching in recent seasons, but as you can see, he still swings a club beautifully.
Does indeed, and of course one early on in the season, Moray, wasn't it? Par putt then for Zell. And unfortunately, it's just pace and line kept that one out, I'm afraid.
I was looking at that, wondering what he was lining up on. I don't think we saw that one.
When I look at James Moore and he stands over the ball, sometimes I'm seeing almost like a Gonzalo Fernandez Castano look-alike. I like my look-alikes.
You do like your looky-likeys.
He's got a good game though.
You sound like a wine critic with a hint of this and a hint of that and just a splash of.
A whoosh of heather.
Now then, far. Chance to go to 8 under the card, but I think that part just underlines the confidence that he's playing with at the moment. There was nothing tentative about that at all. But maybe hasn't squeezed what he would like to out of the front nine.
That's a fair comment, that, because some tougher holes to come on the back nine. McKechnie. Good stroke.
Yeah, we'll try and keep you in touch with how things do change when you reach the turn here at Montrose. But it's a very different feel to the 9 going back to the clubhouse.
It really starts from the 9th inwards, Simon. Oh, how about
Goodness
that?
me. Well, he's put a few of those in today. Big smile from the Yorkshireman. He's tried to get a lot of action on that ball, and I'm afraid instead of turning over, he's cut it very badly.
I think he's got away with it. He's managed to miss the gorse. O'Brien finishing off what at some stage looked like it was going to be an awesome round of golf. Got it to what, 7 under through 10 holes.
Yeah, I suppose those members will know what Montrose giveth, it taketh away on the way back to the clubhouse.
The golfing rector tells me.
There you go. Very colourful card, I think you can call that, from the Irishman. He's enjoyed his golf today, and we've enjoyed watching him play. Just a shame he couldn't keep it going on the back nine, but still a 67.
A really good move up the leaderboard, gives him the chance to think about, well, you know, maybe in the next event I can move that form further on.
Well, you were right, Ross. We both of them did get away with it. But unfortunately for him, he's not able to capitalise.
What's on 11? I said how the course has changed. Just looking at the numbers, from 9 through to 18, 8 of the top 9 hardest holes on this last day are in this last 10 holes. So can you work that out? Did I say that right?
Yeah, I think I'm still with you.
So stroke indexes 1 to 8 are in these next 10 holes.
And that is why we think all the action, all the drama is still to come here at the Eagle Orchid Scottish Masters. And we're both having to take a bit of medicine there.
Back to 4 under.
Yeah, he did get a birdie on the 9th, but unfortunately he's given that straight back. Now Robinson, another amateur to have been successful on the EuroPro. Great putt from the man that was the first ever amateur to win a EuroPro event. We've had Watts, who won the Q School.
Excellent action, very simple, unadulterated, just up and down, and looks like he's going to have to get up and down on 10.
Yeah, a little bit more frustration for Farr. It was difficult to compare right to left, but again, quite a simple swing from the big man Uzel. He's had his back problems over the years, has Steve, so modified some of his swing.
Breeze just starting to get up a little bit now. Changing of the tide.
Absolutely. Now, we've talked about amateurs winning on this tour before. Very good performance from this young man, Sam Binning. 5 under for the day. Unfortunately, as soon as the cameras arrive with young Sam, he misses one.
Well, there'll be plenty more of that in his golfing career. Little
on.
push forward.
Lovely.
Oh, exquisite. I think he and Steve Uzel feeding off each other very nicely today. Now James Watts with the tartan, trying to win a few home fans over today. But he won't win anyone over with that putt.
Moore made his part alongside Watts. Uzel, birdie putt after a drop shot on 9.
Yeah.
Well done, well done.
Well, he had to wait a time, didn't he, for a birdie putt to drop. But now it's starting to happen for Uzel. Now Rewbotham finds himself away from the fairway once again. Oh, he's punched that through, hasn't he? Little wisp of grass came up, and it's going to stay pretty much where he was.
Yeah, when you get that long stuff, it can just climb the club face over. It wraps around the hosel and shuts the club face out. It looked like it had too little amount of loft.
Yeah, and that's a pretty good tip as well. Don't be afraid to go in with a bit of loft into the fluffy stuff.
Loft is your friend when you're playing in rough. Better lie there. For his 3rd shot. And he got some control as well, so there's a chance he can make his 4.
Moore at 12. Been a bit of a putting machine today, as James Moore. Well, that's a devil of a read.
Strangely enough, that's the same grip on the putter as the Spanish man with 3 names. He's actually got 5 names, you know.
Oh, some crazy stuff.
What a fun.
Much more simple though, James Rewbotham, just with the 2. Knocks that in for a very good save. Not how he envisaged playing that hole about 5 minutes ago. Now Robinson has since turned pro, since that win at Slaley Hall.
Seems like we might see a little bit of this fella over the next couple of years. It's a really good start for his pro career. It's all very good experience for him, getting in the mix on the final days.
Oh dear, never a good sign. Oh, that's even worse.
The members might be going to find that one. One of the difficulties is when you're in this light rough and you're trying to shape a ball, you can't, because you can't get the spin. And you can see there with his ball just came bounding through the green.
Okay.
With his L, he was trying to hit the low draw, and of course it's going to start right, but with no spin carries on. Sorry, starts left and it's going to carry on offline.
We said the drama was going to start, didn't we? Oh, unlucky. Well, twice Sam Binning has been on camera, and twice I'm afraid it hasn't dropped for him. There's a lot of drop shots at 17, and that's destroyed what was a very good run indeed from the young Scotsman. Now James Rewbotham. Beautiful sight from this tee. The town in the background, the steeple. 220 feet high, designed and built in 1832 by James Gillespie Graham. My turn for a bit of history.
I mean, it's virtually visible from every hole on the golf course, isn't it?
It dominates the town. Now Moore, definitely one of the names that you'd have in the mix at the moment for the win, especially considering where Farr is right now. Time for some imagination.
Struck that so well.
Super shot. Yeah, well done.
You could hear the noise of the club face meeting the ball and that hard pan path at exactly the same time. That was very good control.
James Watts, unfortunately for him, bogey at the 12th, takes him back to 1 under. But that is a solid shot. 5th shot for Uzel.
I think holes 13 and 15 are going to be the ones. 15th, the last par 5 on the course. You'll see that could be quite a crucial hole, because they're the only holes that you think are any real true chances left on the golf course.
Yes, Uzel thankful that the gallery was there, as Ross suggested. Helped him with the ball hunt, but did need to take a drop, so Steve Uzel in trouble. James Rewbotham just overcooking that one as well. I think we've got so used to seeing these young players being very accurate from around the greens. Oh, he's rattled that one in. More confidence with the putter from the Welshman. Not bad from off the path.
Road to victory.
It could be, you know. It will be his first ever win after the heartbreak of missing out at Royal and Castle in the playoff with Mark Lasky. Oliver Farr, for a lot of people, they'd love to see him chalk one up for the season. Now, double bogey putt for Uzel. This is really important here for Steve, and that's well done. It's bad enough, but you don't want it getting worse.
He's pretty much out of it now, unfortunately, Steve. He's back to 1 under par. Get there, get there. No. Nothing worse than being short and online. Well, there is. Short and offline, I suppose. At least you got one thing right.
But you saw the frustration there for Rewbotham after that one. So birdie opportunity for Watts at 13. Yeah, rolls it in, takes him to 2 under, and that means that he will feature on this leaderboard. We've got a couple of guys in the clubhouse on that 2 under score, but really it's all happening out there at 7, 6 under. Farr leading more for the moment. McKechnie with a birdie at 15 puts himself in the mix in 3rd. More to come after the break.
Well, this is the 18th, the final frontier at Montrose. Doesn't get much better than this. This is a great 18th hole. What can I say about it? You drive from way back there. Best kind of bailout area is down that left-hand side. Opens up the green nicely, you know, coming into a nice pan, but you can scoot through the back. Now, this is the 2nd oldest Royal golf course in the world. What's the first? Royal and Ancient, St Andrews. And they have, their 17th hole has a little road on it, obviously. They have their road here on the 18th. Now, I'm going to describe to you on how to play a road shot. It's not every day you get to describe a shot like this, but while in Rome. Anyway, now I'm left with, obviously, an extremely bare lie, like granite. And I need to nip this one off. There's no like I can stand there like this and flop it up. Look at the bounce on that club. So what's that going to do? It's going to go straight through the green. So anyhow, I need to get the sharpness of that blade right down there and nip it off. Here we go. And I tell you what, that might be about 7, 8 feet past, but that ain't a bad try. Thank you.
Tell you what, that's a very good try. At last, he's got a club in his hand.
Road to ruin, that one, I think. You'll ruin the bottom of your clubs if you practice that shot. Oh, hello.
Oh, goodness me. Well, that is virtually X marks the spot, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Got to make sure the greenkeeper doesn't run over it.
Not great from Robinson, I'm afraid. He'll need some magic there. Final round action from the Eagle Orchid Scottish Masters, and this back nine is where the story is going to unfold. Gavin's still in there with a shout, but this is the man they're chasing, Oliver Farr, on 7 under at the 176-yard par 3. And this 12th hole has had a few victims today. Oh, and it may have another one. It's not been the tidiest of final rounds from Farr at the moment.
No, it very un-Farr-like in a way. This is Rewbotham, James. Third shot. Oh, great control.
Now, we've been desperate to see this, and I don't think he's going to take John's advice. Very different way of playing it. Oh, come on, come on. That's what the crowd have come to see. The pros playing their course. And what a way to finish with a 66. That is a very nice card, isn't it? 4 under then, our new leader in the clubhouse, James Robinson. And one man that can say that he has come to terms with the back nine here at Montrose.
In a sad ending though for Binning. So well, doing so well up until
the cameras arrived.
Yeah.
Well played, mate.
Well, you can see made a bogey there on 16, and then had a quadruple bogey on 17.
And still a respectable card.
It's all a learning curve. He'll learn from that.
Oh, and another very good putt from Daniel Gavins takes him to 4 under. Don't count Gavins out just yet.
3 shots behind this man. If you look at this green from above, you'll see it's almost like a dog's paw. There's 4 bunkers at the front and 1 at the side where the nails have gone in the ground.
That one goes into the ground for Rewbotham. So birdie for him takes him to 4 under. More than at 6 under has for so long been the challenger to Farr. There's one of those linksy bounces.
Par putt then. Farr. It was a good bunker shot, but got enough spin, and the putter not saving him this time. Back to 6 under, same as James Moore.
Yes, no par for Farr. Now McKechnie. Oh, well, he asked it to spin, but not off the pole. And look at that. What a bizarre result.
Well, he caught it a little bit skinny. It was going to go too far, probably go to the back of the green, but now he's been punished for his accuracy.
Yes, the man who won at Moray. 4 under for the day, very unlucky. I think this is where it just sometimes catches the younger golfers out here on the links. The shots that you want to play, that you think you should be able to play, you can't. Hence the putter out for McKechnie. That's a little bit fiery as well.
Sensible shot he's played there, though. If he had any sort of loft, it would have gone into the bank, and it could quite easily have stayed there or come back to his feet.
No. Nobody really putting pressure on Oliver Farr at the moment. And every time he drops back, the rest of the field seem to move with him. So Farr at the moment still maintaining that challenge. Very good drive, very good second shot. And that birdie opportunity that should take him back to 7 under from whence he came.
Bogey putt. Important putt this. Well done. Very good.
Yes, he'll get back to the clubhouse. So tell us what happened at 17, Paul. Well, I span it off the flag.
Wow. Wow, indeed. James Watts, second shot, 15. Good swing. Has he let that go to the right a little? No, he's got a good bounce. Bounced forward, scooting on. Hello, look at this.
That's wonderful from James Watts. That's what a golf shot should look like on a links course, running it in. Very often get left with this little thin corridor into the greens, and that's that chance if you do want to run it in. Now Farr did pick up that birdie that he was after, and doesn't quite skip up.
Tough flag that for today on 14.
Now this to try and make something of a very fine approach. Oh, that is unlucky. That might just have been the shot for Watts here at this tournament. Can still pick up a birdie, as can this man.
Yeah, Moore didn't find the green in 2. Pitch to here and doesn't make the putt. Very difficult when you're putting from a lower or an upper part of a green to a different area to get the speed right.
Good trial.
Very well judged.
Yes, once again, the putter saves Farr. Now McKechnie looking for the big finish.
Perfect drive down the left. Just a mid-iron, 7 or 8 iron, straight at the flag, and because that breeze just coming into the players, you got a bit of spin there.
Gavins has just got a little stuck on 4 under, hasn't been able to kick past that.
That was an eagle chip, so he's got a birdie putt coming up soon. Rebotham, if he can get up and down, he'll get to 5 under.
Moore looks to be just having a little bit of a problem with the stance there. You can see how far down the club he's holding this as well. Oh, well, he's extricated himself superbly well. Now just needs the run. I think he'll take that.
The way these bunkers are designed, there are occasions when you can't actually stand to your ball, and sometimes you have to go out sideways or even backwards.
Well, the body language tells the story. I thought we'd get a much better reaction than that from Rebotham, but he generally keeps his cards quite close to his chest, so moves himself to 5 under. And once again, Oliver Farr is going to have to look to his laurels here. And Gavins joins in the fun.
Yeah, a real little battle of these two boys, aren't they? They're almost been drawn along by each other's play.
Now we've got Robinson in the clubhouse, 4 under. Can McKechnie join him? Oh, no, not quite. Good round nonetheless, and I think he can count himself unlucky.
Well, that 17th has claimed a few victims. And it's obviously stolen another shot from Paul McKechnie. But a good final round, 68.
Yes, good. But on this occasion, it's not going to be good enough for a second win for McKechnie. Now Moore. Vital putt here. It has not dropped. And that plays into Oliver Farr's hands. So Moore's challenge just fading a little on this back 9. But for Oliver Farr, this leaderboard still makes very good reading. That 2-shot lead that he had at the start of the day is still just there. Gavins and Rebotham, though, as Ross said, really pushing each other on at the moment. And that's where this tournament could get very interesting indeed.
I'm delighted to catch a couple of words with Neil Armour, CEO of Eagle Orchid, the sponsors of this week's event. Neil, you must be delighted with how it's gone.
Fantastic, we're really pleased on many levels. Obviously today is a fantastic day, Scotland at its best, but with a bit of a breeze to give the golfers a challenge. The whole event really has been a terrific success. From our perspective, keen to support young pros trying to make their way in life, young guys having a go at it. So if we, in our small way, sponsoring the event here can help, absolutely delighted to help bring tour event of this standing to Scotland. It's fantastic. And so from every perspective, really pleased with how last year went, really delighted to be back this year.
Really has been an absolute treat, and the sun's out as well in September. You can't ask for any more than that. Cheers, Neil. Thanks
Cheers,
very
Tony.
much.
Thank you very much. Pleasure.
True or false? A player may rake a bunker before he plays to tidy it up. We'll tell you the answer after the break. Before the break, we asked you true or false. A player may rake a bunker before he plays to tidy it up. The answer is true.
Well, here we are at the 16th par 3, absolute monster. What can I say about it? 224 it is playing today to that pin. Now, there's two ways to play it. You're going to run it in like a typical links style, like Tommy Morris would do. Stand there, bump it low, pitch it about 20 yards short of the green, scuttle it up onto the green and hopefully gets close. Or you fly it all the way and hopefully it sticks. I'm going to try it myself and give it a go. Now, first one, I'm going to try and fly it straight into the middle of the green and hopefully it sticks. And I tell you what, I don't think I'll be seeing him again. Right, now with the run shot. Thank you, caddy. You're a top man. Right, run shot. Back of the stance, hands forward. We're going to run this baby in. Now this one could be pretty good. Here we go. Up on. Look at this. Go on, if it goes in. They say the song 2 out of 3 ain't bad, but 1 out of 2 ain't bad either. Cheers. If I get a little 4-iron, look, guys, draw. Just low, back foot. Close the club face. It'll go in every time. Hey guys, what can I say? Goosebumps all over. Can't believe I've just done that. But anyway, right, I know this sounds going to be a bit messy, me describing this hole now, but I'm obviously going to say this is like a ridiculously great hole. But this is what you call a par 3. I mean, I've hit my 4-iron in a region of about 227 yards. I mean, look at this green now. Look at it. Look at all the hollows. I mean, look at it. You've got all this here. I mean, that's going to come all the way back to us as well. I mean, it just shows you the severity of this green. I mean, I've pitched it way short, about 20 yards short of that green. It's run up and obviously it's gone in the hole. And, you know, I think last day's play is going to be around here. I mean, really and honestly, guys, I'm lost for words. What can I say? I'm chuffed to bits.
Just look at the way he played it again. He was talking about how he's drawn it in, and he did. Just low, got it to run up. I mean, it's a tremendous shot, but unfortunately it's just a 3. Because that's 3 off the tee, poor old John.
Oh, Ross, putting a dampener on it. We've said he's going to do it all year, haven't we? We said he's going to stick one in, and he only has. Well done. The irrepressible John E. Morgan. Fantastic stuff. Well, back to the action. I tell you what, before we do return to action, I did like that question before the break, but very important that we point out it is true, but...
Yeah, it's important, like you say. It is true, you can rake the bunker, but you can't rake it if it's on your line of play or if it helps improve the lie of your ball. So it's got to be away from your line of play. So this 16th is going to cause a few problems to our leaders and all the players here. And 17, of course, which James Moore is on right now. Big hole for him.
Yeah, Moore just fading a little bit. Ooh, it's mighty close to those OBs. Now then, Far with 16 ahead of him. He would dearly love to do a John Morgan there, wouldn't he? But 15 to get through first, and he's not happy there. That's not the first time we've seen him react like that today.
Yeah, I've been just sort of watching his swing, and it's been slightly short in the shoulder turn. When you get a bit nervous and when you get a little edgy, your turn becomes a little short, and he's trying to do it with his follow through, and he's just pulling one or two to the left.
Yes, hasn't won on the EuroPro so far this year, but Daniel Gavins has. Oh, don't tell me that's going to come back somewhere close. No, it's drifting away.
Yeah, he played that shot, tried to get it to go up the bank and come back down, but he just hit it a fraction too hard.
Yes, there was method in the madness. Now, Rubotham, from a very similar position, would have seen that. Needs to learn from it. Now, much better line for James.
Just needed to go further up the hill.
It's bizarre, isn't it? Go further away to get closer. Doesn't make sense, but that's links golf for you.
Far with a chance. Up and down to get to 8 under. Well, that's a little untidy. It was a straightforward shot. Left himself 7 feet or so.
Yeah, I wonder if he will tighten up a little bit during the course of these closing holes.
I think you can see why this 17th is such a tough hole. Only been 2 birdies all day on this hole. Trouble all the way down the left.
Yes, and factor in a bit of breeze and it's a monster.
How about this? How about this?
Go on. That's fantastic. Well, he's putted like a dream all day, as Gavins. And once again, that putting stroke stands the test.
Well, that's usually the difference, isn't it? And the last day, who uses the putter best? And probably nobody has putted better than Oliver Farr, and he's now, what, 8 under par, and he's given himself that little cushion for these last few holes.
Yeah, I don't think you can ever run away with a tournament on a links course, but this is as close as it's going to get. And Rubotham as well slides his putt in. So 2 pars with 2 very good putts there. Now here's the real test now for Farr, this closing stretch. We know how bad it is just down the road at Carnoustie. This ain't too much better.
Quality shot.
Great shot.
It's online. What about the bounce? Yep, not enough club. Look at that breeze now. It's got up straight into the wind, and he ballooned it. It looked so good from behind the tee, but unfortunately, that's going to be tough.
More with the claw grip on the putter. And it works again. In she goes. Big smile from James Moore at 17, 18 to play. Can he put a bit of pressure on Farr?
This is a good 40 yards short of the flag.
Yeah, that is unbelievable. A little bit of frustration here for Oliver Farr, and some danger signs as well. Rubotham not being comfortable from this longer grass. And it's another one that's caught him out, I'm afraid.
He was very wary that if he pulled this, there's all that horrible gorse all the way down the left-hand side. Low driller. Getting this one to run up the green, maybe.
Go on. Oh, we saw a very brief sight of it. Wonderful hole, 17. But it's going to sort the men from the boys today. Farr then with work at 16. No. Ross, that is not what he wants. Coming to 17, 18 to have dropped one at 16. That's not good for the confidence.
Yeah, I suppose I thought 15th was almost like the sealing deal, but he needed to make 3 there to give himself that real comfortable amount going into these last couple of holes. But his nearest chasers, of course, they're struggling on 17 too.
Yeah, it depends what target they set him, doesn't it? Gavins and Rubotham. Now, this is a big drive.
It's a bit short and a bit quick. Has it gone down that left-hand side? Oh, it has.
Oh dear, no, no, no. And Oliver Farr getting very tight here, within touching distance of a title. And that's not the place to be. Do wonder if Gavins and Rewbotham have just taken a little look over the shoulder there to see that group searching for the ball of Farr. Well done. Very appreciative crowd here in Montrose. Montrose, as I guess we should say.
I think you can only say that if you are a local.
It's difficult, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not the more the merrier down the last here for James.
Vital putt here for James Rewbotham.
Good stroke. Turn. Oh, stayed exactly there. You hit that perfect.
So here we go. Ross, just to clarify the ruling here.
Yes, it's he's taken a penalty drop 2 club lengths from the point where the ball is lying. He dropped within those 2 club lengths. As up ahead, Gavins makes his 4. Very good little punch there. He knows how important that was.
What a competitor he is, the De Vere Alton Hall player. Now then, Farr, with the driver, gave himself just enough distance to get past the gorse, so he's got a view, but it's medicine time, I'm afraid. And this is where it is vitally important on a links that you do take that medicine when it comes. You know, you can get yourself out of trouble by going backwards sometimes.
Well, we saw so many people. I mean, here's an example of links golf again. James Moore, his second shot found the bunker and he had to play out away from the hole.
Yeah, birdie would give Moore the clubhouse lead, but Farr has other things to worry about. Clips it, but he's put too much on this, and James Moore's round at the moment is in the balance.
So what can Gavins do? Birdie here could really cause some interesting things. Very flat-footed there, trying to hit it low, drill it low, right to left, and he has done that but overdone it. It's safe over there though.
Playing partner Rewbotham dropping a shot at 17. Same sort of thing, keeping it very low. And staying out of that longer grass, which has been the downfall for James today. Another one on the path. Now remember what Robinson did about an hour ago. Not going to happen, I'm afraid, for Moore.
That's what can happen when it settles in between the in between the sort of the tar and the bits of the tar. It just bumps straight up in the air. That's when you need a little tiny bit of loft.
Come on then. Come on then.
Ooh dear.
It's all happening, isn't it? We said it would on the back 9. Didn't think it was going to be this dramatic though. Oliver Farr, who was running away with this, in inverted commas, this tournament.
Of course, James Moore was at 6 under only, what, 3 holes ago.
Yeah, again, post-tournament analysis, and Moore is going to be kicking himself here. So double bogey putt. This brings Farr right back to the field, and that brings the likes of Rewbotham and Gavins into it. How things can change on a links course in just such a short space of time.
.70 for James Watts, with a back nine of 36, not bad considering we've seen some of the horrors on this back 9.
And here is a horror right under your nose, I'm afraid, for his playing partner James Moore. Oh, what could have been. Has to settle for a 72 after that 7 at 18, and that is a real shame.
Gavins have to try and control out of this rough. He's got the height. Will he get the stop? He has. Now then, that's really An excellent shot.
A smattering of applause there from the members at the clubhouse. I think it deserved more than that under this sort of pressure.
Don't think as yet maybe the double bogey's gone up on the board.
Yes, good point. Not sure if Gavins is aware of just how much the tournament has turned in his favour. Now, Oliver Farr, goodness me. Clearly the intention shown there from the tee.
Much better swing there, Simon. They're really committed behind the ball, but there's the old golfing god's bounce.
Huh? I wasn't really watching it. Yeah, it's right.
Always interesting from the tees with the gorse there. It can very often look like there is nothing to hit to, but get past that and there's landing areas on a links course. Haru Botham just down that little slope gave it a bit of extra pace. He's backed himself on pace today, as James, and he's putted well. And so's this man. We've seen him sink some clonkers. I'm going to trademark that, I think.
That's your word, isn't it?
Oh no, straight up and after it. That would have been the dramatic finish. So if Gavins can roll that one in for 5 under, then it's all about the waiting game as Farr comes up the 18th. Oh, tentative. But it's dropped.
But terrific. 33 back 9. That really is the catalyst to his position. And I was saying sort of like 6 under, 5, 6 under would have been the mark, and he's posted 5, and I don't know, that could be a winning total.
Yeah, deserves to be in contention after that back 9. And James Rubotham, again, he will be considering what happened on the way back to the clubhouse, and that's where his round came to pieces. Still a good effort, but Gavins goes back to the clubhouse now. I'm sure he'll keep an eye on things here.
Not a great lie, this is sat down. This is going to come out like a rocket. Might need to sit down quickly unless he struck it really well.
Ooh. Goodness me. Oh, this would be heartbreaking for Oliver Farr, and Gavins, who's already won this year, looking very cool at the back of the 18th as he watches the man so desperate for the win on the EuroPro try and finish this off. So this for the win for Oliver Farr. Looking at it intently, has he given it enough? No is the answer, and now the tension, Ross, really on.
Yeah, it's one of those, isn't it? He's left himself one that he should really hit in nice and firmly. Standing close to his partner's marker.
Great go.
Great putt.
Playoff forced by Oliver Farr, the second playoff that he's had to endure this year. But I guess he is well prepared after his loss to Mark Lasky at Roe Allen Castle. So that's how things finish off, and if you think back just half an hour ago, Oliver Farr was absolutely flying. He's conceded 3 shots over those closing holes, and that's let Daniel Gavins into the mix, looking for his second EuroPro win. So you know what's coming next. Back to the 18th tee for the dreaded playoff, the coin toss to see who has the honour. And a half-hearted play well. Well, on hole 1, the honours were even. Both players split the fairway with excellent tee shots. And then, with the Montrose crowd watching on in eager anticipation, both players went on to make the middle of the green. But with plenty of work still to do, they both lagged their putts, needing 2 for par. It was an eventual ride back to the tee for hole 2. Two well-struck tee shots again put both players on the fairway, but it was Farr who took the early initiative with a fine approach to within 10 feet to warm appreciation from a fantastic gallery here at Montrose. Gavins, though, came close with his birdie putt, nearly snatching control. But as he watched on, Farr missed his chance. Both players ending up making par and leaving the Eagle Orchid Scottish Masters title still very much up for grabs.
So 2 playoff holes down, how long could it go? A sizable crowd gathered on the 18th here at Montrose, and perhaps they and the rest of us remembering that on the European Tour earlier this year there was a 9-hole playoff. It couldn't go on that long, could it? Well, these 2 players look quite closely matched, and they're just about to tee off again for the 3rd time in this playoff.
It's 9 times around, Ross, and you were there.
I was El Soler, yes, for the Spanish Open. That was a monster playoff. On a very difficult hole as well, but this is a fairly straightforward hole. It's only 368 yards. You can see the players just trying to avoid the bunkers with a long iron, and that's landed in that horrible stuff.
So will it be 3rd time a charm in this playoff, but 2nd time's a charm for this man, Oliver Farr. 2nd playoff of his EuroPro season, and I would say that is very much advantage to the Welshman.
That's in great spot there, just on the left half of the fairway, knowing that his opponent will have very little control out of that left-hand rough, that thick green stuff. He's only got a wedge, maybe a 9-iron at the most. Long backswing. Club face was well open at the top, flicked at it with his hands, and that flew.
And the path calls again. So Oliver Farr, the dream to win on the EuroPro Tour, is now very much a reality here. 1 good shot, Ross, and this should be it.
Slightly short backswing. I think he's pushed it, maybe try to wrap it with his hands.
Well, it's on the green, but I think it's going to be more about what Gavins does here rather than what Oliver Farr does, and I guess that relieves a bit of the pressure.
It's lying okay. Now the simple shot here would be, you know, just maybe he's going for the John Morgan way. Simple shot would be a little wood, a little 5 wood, and he would have got it to bump and run along.
That is curtains, I'm afraid, and Oliver Farr knows it. This has got to go in. Oh, fantastic effort. But the door now wide open for Oliver Farr.
And Oliver Farr can really enjoy this moment. You know, it's not over yet. He's got to concentrate, get his speed right on his first putt. You know, if you've got 2, you may as well take them. It's a long-range first putt.
He's not happy. He's not happy. Still a bit of work to do here. And the members know it.
Well, they've all missed that putt before, haven't they? For a little greedy they've played.
Absolutely. Gavins can't roll it in. So once again, the pressure is relieved.
6, unfortunately, on the 3rd playoff hole. So it's not going to be a brace of wins for Daniel.
But it should be a first EuroPro Tour victory for Farr, and it is. The emotion now can finally flow. It's been a long season for Oliver Farr, but he's finally got what he came for. That win on the EuroPro Tour. Well done to him. And he claims the Eagle Orchid Scottish Masters. Smiles all round for Oliver Farr, but disappointment for Daniel Gavins.
You played really well. Obviously the playoff didn't go for you, but as for the rest of the season and qualifying and getting that challenge to spots, looking really good now, isn't it?
It's looking really good. It's you know, the extra $5 grand. Well, I'm hoping it'll get top 5 at the end of the season, but we'll just have to wait. You know, there's 2 more events left. If I can maybe post another good score in one of those, it should be on.
So George Wargar maintains his position at the top of the order of merit and is looking very good to advance next year. Daniel Gavins, with a win and a second, finds himself in second, while Oliver Farr finds a season of consistency plus a win equals third. This week very definitely belongs to the Welshman. Oliver Farr, the Eagle Orchid Scottish Masters champion.
Oliver, very many congratulations. That was quite a roller coaster for us to watch, and I'm sure for you as well. What were you thinking on 18? Because you'd lost 3 shots on 16 and 17.
I Yeah, you have to look at it in a way that you don't want to. Yeah, there is a chance of losing it, but I was quite focused on trying to make a par, and then getting the playoff. That was my main goal, because I know I wasn't in a great frame of mind going into the last hole, but I sort of recovered well and had a good two-putt.
The next step up, the Challenge Tour, is looking a bit closer, isn't it?
Yeah, I've been fortunate to play 7 Challenge Tour events this year, so you get a taste for it. It feels nice to win, and hopefully I can sort of maybe get to the Challenge Tour next year. We've got a couple more events left. Yeah,
absolutely, a very popular winner today as well, ladies and gentlemen. Your winner, Oliver Farr.
Next up then on the EuroPro Tour, we're at the fantastic Moor Allerton Golf Club in Leeds, which offers some players one last chance to make the top 60 and qualify for the Tour Championships at Prince's. Here's one last chance then to enjoy John Morgan's hole-in-one, that incidentally we'll never hear the last of. Well, that's it for this week, and from Ross McFarlane and myself, Simon Golding, thanks for watching. See you again soon.